Shirvin. Welcome back to my channel, Therapy with Shirvin. I wanted to talk about my running journey and how I got back into running. This is week 4, so I thought I would talk about it. And you might be wondering, how is running related to mental health? But after running 5 half marathons and doing a triathlon, I noticed that yes, although you need to train, you need to be physically able to run those distances, finishing it also has to do with your mental and how the way you think, your discipline and building habits and healthy behaviors play a big role in being able to do something like long distance running or even shorter distances. I'm gonna go on a run with a friend really soon, but just wanted to show you my gear. This is just a regular technical t-shirt. It's from the 2017 Scotiabank Half Marathon. And then this is my running vest, which is from Lulu. Over here you can add a hydration flask, which is really good for if you're hiking or doing longer distances, which is why I also got this, because I love hiking and now I don't need to worry about pockets because women's clothes don't have that many pockets, especially our shorts. So there are a lot of different things here, and basically, I know I'm wearing black on black so you can't see as well, but it pretty much cuts off here, which is about your mid back. And it might look thick, but it's actually not. And it's okay that it cuts off at the mid back because if you think about it, you mostly sweat in your lower back. So this doesn't get too heavy or hot. And then with this, there are 3 different straps that you can strap on just to tighten it. Over here, there's a whistle for safety. And you can use this as a hair tie. And then on this side, there's a pocket here and a pocket here. So let's fill this up. This is a 200 milliliter water flask, and you'll notice it's kind of soft like this, so that way it can sit very well into the vest here. This vest can hold up to 500 milliliters, but I noticed that I usually only need this much when I do a 10 or so km run, and if I need more, maybe I'll get more, but for now I like this size, also so I don't have to pee in the middle of a run. My phone, I have a Google Pixel 7 Pro and this massive but very cute pop socket, and it actually just fits right in and it doesn't fall out. And then on the other side, I have my trusty lip balm, always need one. And I don't know about you, but I get runny noses whenever I run. So I always bring a tissue with me, and I'll just put it in the same pocket. And then it zips up right here. These are my keys, and I just throw it in here as well. And when I run, I don't really hear the jiggle unless I'm purposely trying to move it around. I also have my earbuds, and they also just come in here as well. As you can tell, just from my jumping, nothing comes out, and you don't even hear my keys, no sounds. So I really love this. And it was a bit of a splurge for me, but truly improved my quality of life because now I can hold all these things without having to carry something else. I've tried the armband before and I've tried the belts before, but I just felt that it was constantly hitting my waist area, or it was really sweaty and my phone was gross after, and then I couldn't really carry my keys or a water bottle or flask. So I'm really liking this. And even if you decide to go on a long walk, I think this is perfect because it holds everything and it keeps your hands free. Okay, next up, really important, is sun care. I really like using this Beauty of Joseon. I am almost finished with it. That's how much I like it. And I don't feel like it gets everywhere or melts off. And another cult favorite that I have is the Biore one, which I bought a lot from Asia as well. And sometimes I like using these on my body just because of how watery it is, how moisturizing it feels. Definitely my two staples. So with the water flask, when I run, you just take it out, and then there's a little knob here where you can make it so there is water, and how it works is you'll see that nothing drips out, and that's so you don't lose all of your water. And you just kind of put pressure on this part and you can drink some water. But personally, I like to close it, and I usually don't take water until every 3 kilometers. Okay, let's talk shoes. I have worn a number of different type of shoes over the years, and my tried and true have been my Asics, which are the gel Kayanos. These are the 27s. Before these, I had the 24s of the same line, and I like that it's more firm and really great ankle support. I also have these On Cloud Surfer 2s. They're so pretty. They're so white. I know I'm a little bit crazy for having white shoes to go running with, but I like how soft and cushiony these are. I did an 11 km with them the other day, and I feel like with these, anything below a 10K would be okay. Otherwise, for me personally, because I have really flat feet, I find these to be too cushiony, too high, whereas these ones you can tell are more lower and more firm and not quite the same cushion. I feel like with the Asics, I get more traction with the ground, whereas with these, it's softer, which is nice for my shorter distance runs. I do recommend going to the shoe store to just get your feet checked out, to make sure you try on different kinds of shoes, just because it's hard to know without trying them on or having someone who looks at shoes every day to recommend to you. There's so many reviews on all these kinds of shoes. There are always going to be good and bad reviews, and that's because we all have different feet. We all have different postures, different weight and sizes and everything. So it's important to get shoes that work best for you and your condition. And as for socks, just whatever is comfortable for you. I used to wear ankle socks, but they sometimes go below your feet and you have to pull them up after they slip. So I started wearing more crew socks or quarter length crew socks. I won these in a raffle, but these are the On crew socks, and they have some compression to them, which can help with your feet and with your shins, calf area, especially when you're running, you're hitting the pavement, literally. So whenever your feet are hitting the pavement, the concrete, wherever you're running, it can put some tension on your legs. The compression socks can help with some blood flow. And again, this is just paying attention to how your body works, the level of running you're doing, and making sure you have proper equipment and gear so that you're not hurting yourself. It's not just about being fancy or bougie about running, but honestly, ever since I entered my 30s, I've been paying more attention to improving my quality of life and doing things or getting things that I know are good for my body. But of course, I know everyone's situation and circumstances are different. At the end of the day, just do what works for you, but pay attention to what your needs are as well. I know I just showed you my running shoes, but I wanted to show you another pair of shoes I have. So these ones are the Hoka Bondi 9s. I got these to wear to Asia to walk with because I have a really hard time standing for long periods of time because of how flat and caved in my feet are. And with these ones, I also tried these at the shoe store, by the way, so they recommended me these. As you can see, for these, it kind of curves up. So when you walk, it's kind of in this rocker motion. These are rocker shoes, and it helps me use the full foot whenever I walk so that I'm not just caving my feet in. And I did do a short run in these, And at the end of the day, I still like the Asics more just because these are a bit higher compared to the Asics. But again, some people love these for running, and it just depends on you and what your feet are like, what your knees are like, your hips. And that's why I recommend going to a shoe store to get yourself fitted for different types of shoes. As for hydration, this is going to be so dependent on each person based on how much water did you drink the day before your run or race or the day of. And I personally like these BioSteel electrolytes. They're sugar-free and you just mix in your water, and I usually just have it afterwards in the larger cup when I come home from a longer run where I was sweating a lot or it was really hot, just to make sure I'm hydrated. In the half marathons that I did, usually every 3 kilometers or so, there's a water or electrolyte station, and it really helps. Every time I cramp up and I get to the hydration station, I always go for the electrolytes. They save me in my cramps. Do your research, see what works for your body. That's kind of my running gear now. Switching gears here, I'm going to talk about why your mental plays a big role in running. And honestly, it's not even with just running. It's also with building up any habits or new skills. And we all have to start somewhere, but it requires some dedication, some discipline, and even some motivation and inspiration to help us to keep going. I think nowadays with social media, with reels, it's so easy to see someone's 1 year or however long it takes them to build something up, all done within seconds. So as a consumer, we think, oh, that wasn't too bad. We can do it. This before and after transformation is so inspiring, and I'm going to give it a try. And then we maybe try it once or twice. We don't get to where we want to be right away, and we get discouraged and we stop. That's actually why Blue Monday is a thing. The third Monday in January is called Blue Monday because that's when people's New Year's resolutions aren't being met and they feel really low or down or blue about it. It takes maybe about 3 weeks or so to build a habit. People will usually say, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, and they don't do that right away, especially if they're not used to it or other things pop up. And then they're like, oh, the whole year's a write-off. I'm not going to bother. I'll try again next year. That's also why I don't personally believe in New Year's resolutions, because we can have goals and intentions and milestones at any point of the year, at any time of the day. And what's, I think, more helpful and effective is having smaller goals to evaluate and reflect on and working through it, because our circumstances will change every single day and we don't know how it's going to look like. So we honestly owe it to ourselves to look at what's going on and make changes relevant to what's actually happening. So that's why your mental is important when it comes to building a new skill. And another thing I want to point out, I hear often, is how when people say, I'm so bad at XYZ, or I'm not good at XYZ, I'm just not going to do it. Well, obviously, you are not going to be good at something that you haven't had practice in. So it's unfair to just keep calling yourself bad at something, but instead a helpful reframe is, I'm going to take this opportunity to practice and work on this skill so that I can improve. And with running, I used to always feel the need to only run when I can go fast, because I use Strava and my smartwatch to calculate and track my running. My friends see it, and I don't want to track something where I look slow, so I would push myself. But lately, as I got back into running, I've been trying different things. I've been trying zone 2 running, where I'm keeping my heart rate at a certain level so that I'm not overworking it, but I'm just keeping it at this constant level to build my heart up, to build my breathing up. So eventually I can get faster and run longer distances. It doesn't look good on my Strava, but honestly, who cares? I'm just happy I'm out there, I'm getting exercise, I'm trying something new, and I know that it's going to give me great results later on. So being able to stop caring so much about how people perceive it is going to really help with building some of that confidence when it comes to building a new skill. When I think back to my longer distance runs, my half marathons that I've done, usually around the first 10 to 14K is okay, because you've got all this adrenaline. You're like, yeah, I can do it. This is great. There's so much energy. People are around me. People are running, and you live off of that. There are also a lot of people cheering. And it's the 14 to about 18 kilometer mark that is so difficult, because you're a little more than halfway done, but there's still a ways to go. And that's when you question, why am I doing this? Why did I sign up for this? Why did I pay for this? Oh my God, I'm never doing this again. And the only thing that keeps me going during those times is my mental. It's reminding myself the goals that I have, of how far I've gone to get to where I am, that I don't want to give up right now. I got to keep going. Without working through some of the mental hoops while you're running, you're not going to be able to keep yourself going. So how you talk to yourself is really important. And that's not just with running. Again, it's with all these other habits. I started playing volleyball about 2 years ago. I've often gotten frustrated with my low skill level because I would be playing with others who are better. And especially when I first started, I would feel so embarrassed. I would feel guilty and not play with my friends as much and just kind of watch on the sidelines, because I would feel like I'm wasting their time, wasting their money. You know, they want to play some higher level volleyball, but they invited me because I'm a friend. Over time, I realized, okay, everyone starts somewhere. Everyone here has been a noob. And I'm just at a point where I'm a noob right now, and they've had a few more years of practice and experience. And I'm glad I stuck with it. I gave myself chances to practice, chances to make mistakes, and chances to reflect, because I'm a lot better now than I was 2 years ago. And what helped me keep going, again, is my mental. It's the way that I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about myself. And don't get me wrong, there definitely have been moments where I'm like, I'm just gonna quit. I'm not good at this at all. This is so embarrassing. Everyone's so much better. But you owe it to yourself to keep trying, to build on those skills. At the end of the day, we're not professional athletes getting paid to play. We are here to have fun. Some are more competitive than others, and that's okay. I'm just happy I'm getting movement in, which is what I'm feeling about running. Regardless of how fast or slow, whatever pace I am, whatever distance I do, I'm really proud of myself for getting out there, for doing it, for taking care of myself. It helped to really shift from thinking, okay, I need to run to be fast for other people to see, to now I'm running to take care of my wellness, to get fresh air, to slowly work on my time and distance so I can achieve some of my race goals. And I feel a lot more excited to go outside. I no longer feel the need to impress anyone but myself. I'm not always trying to impress myself either. And it's all about just taking care of yourself, finding that balance, figuring out what wellness looks like for you. Why are you doing what you're doing? What do you want to get out of it? That's really important. And know that everyone is going to look different. Everyone has different goals, different circumstances, different environments, and different reasons. So there's no point in comparing ourselves with other people. Maybe you can use that as a source of inspiration or guidance or motivation, but your goal is yours. Your results are yours. Your progress is yours, and you can own it. You get to decide what you want to do and how it looks like. Maybe this is your chance to give yourself a shot to try something different, maybe for the next month or for this summer. See how you can make changes to get to where you want to be. Thank you so much for joining me in my video today. I'll see you next time. Bye.